So hello everyone, I'm thrilled to be here. Quick confession, today is my first conference talk, and as you can see, I'm not a native speaker, so please be kind. Today, we are going to explore why we as engineers must learn to speak the language of business and understand their needs. Before we dive in, a huge thank you to the sponsors for making this incredible event possible. I'm Diego. I'm an engineering manager at Cabify. Sorry. And I'm leading the driver acquisition team. Our team goal is clear: bring the best drivers to the company, providing them with an effortless experience. And it's because of this reason that we realized that something wasn't right. We were busy, but were we actually making the process less effortless or scalable? That question is at the heart of the story I'm sharing today. If you look at our engineering metrics, we were crushing it. We were managing dozens of microservices, deploying hundreds of times a month, and keeping incidents to a minimum. We were a well-oiled machine delivering features and a constant stream of operational work. So we were a solid team, right? We were working for our audience and moving fast. But here is where the uncomfortable question appears. With all that movement, were we actually making progress? If you look at the data that truly matter, the answer was a painful no. Our core business KPIs, like acquisition cost, more users in the platform, and so on, were completely flat. In fact, some of them, because of the high competence in the sector, was start to trend downwards. We were caught in the output trap. Our engineering output was high, but our business impact was zero. So this is the mindset shift that changed everything. We moved from an obsession with output to an obsession with outcome. What's an outcome, you may ask? An outcome is the real-world value our work creates. It answers the question, what did we achieve, and not just what did we deliver? Outcomes are the metrics that matter in a product-driven organization. They ensure that our engineering efforts translates into tangible progress for the business. This shift is what made us relevant again. So shifting from output to outcome sounds great in theory, right? But how do you achieve that in the day-to-day? For us, it came down to three fundamental changes. First, we create the space to innovate. Then we change how we build. And finally, we change how we measure the success. Let's break them down. Our first realization or thought was simple. You can focus on impact if you are drowning in operational work. You have to create the space. So the objective was clear: flip the ratio, reduce our operational burden, and invest our brain capacity in what is most important, creating new value. So a year ago, we were at 60% innovation time, and we wanted to push that up to 70%. To put it in reference, is 70% a lot. Based on the GetDX benchmark, the top 25% of the teams are at 61%, and the top 10%, like the P90, are at 66%. So pushing that metric up to 70 wasn't just an improvement. It was a commitment to become a world-class, high-impact team. On the other hand, it might sound like a small shift, like this 10%, but for us, it translates into more than 1,500 hours per year just to create new value, and that's the space we were fighting for. So we had the space, and so now we had to change how we use it. So we did this through, so we moved our mindset from building to deliver a feature to building to learn from a product. And we did this through vertical slicing. The classic analogy frames this perfectly, no? Like, if you want to move a user from the point A to the point B, don't provide them a wheel. Give them a wheel for a car. Give them a skateboard. Each step, even the skateboard, is a complete usable product. It delivers value by itself, and it allows you to validate your core hypothesis and create incredible fast feedback loops. This forces you to be critical, to accept trade-offs, and to invest your limited resources in what is most important. So we had the space, we had a new way to build, but the last step was crucial. How do we ensure our engineering effort translates into progress for the business? Any metric can be game if it becomes a blind target. So what they do? So we stopped inventing new metrics, and we started using the ones that couldn't be hacked, the business KPIs. For us, for our team, there was like new users in the platform, time to approval, activation cost, and so on. This wasn't about a new dashboard or creating new metrics, as I say. It was more like a cultural shift. We introduced these KPIs at the core of everything. Our plannings, on stand-ups, even our retrospectives. We wanted to make sure that every engineer was aware not just the what, but also the why behind their work. This shift, by doing this, we eliminate the false sense of progress just by delivering features. And it's when we started to making progress together. So, what was the results of these 3 changes? Did we actually move from making progress to moving fast to making progress? For us, by the end of H1, all our main business KPIs improved by an average of 5%. So the needle was finally moving. But also something unexpected happened. As all the team was focused on impact, our time to market got reduced. So true alignment created nimbleness. This is the moment when the team started from just shipping features to start shipping outcomes. I want to end up on why I believe this shift is more critical now than ever. We operate in a world that everything is in flux. The market, the user's needs, even the technology is constantly changing. So to stay relevant, we must prove our value. Demonstrating how our work directly contributes to the business goals is not a nice to have anymore. So an outcome-oriented mindset provides that clarity. It's the best tool to ensure our effort as engineers plays a key role in the organization's success. Thank you very much.
Hi, thank you. You mentioned this shift from outputs to outcome. Was this something that was understood within the team, within the organization? And if not, how did you manage to convince the necessary stakeholders for this shift to happen?
Yeah, so here, as I said, it was more like a cultural shift. So we wanted to make sure that the engineers realized that just delivering features to the market is not progress. It's the feeling that we have that we are working and we are making things better, but the data that we need to move is what indicate that. So it has been like a lot of work in that sense, like as I said, retrospectives, the plannings and analyzing like how we want to solve specific problems in the product or deliver new features that has to tackle these kind of things, like the problem from the user, not what we consider is the real thing that we have to do. So yeah, that's the shift.
Thanks for the talk. Yes, just a super quick thought is that this is what domain-driven design was supposed to be about. It's not about architecture or layers. It's about putting the business in the core of the business. And that's super great. This is the talk for Talking DDD. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you very much.